Anytime now.
Hey, is this playing? Yeah, I didn't test this out. I didn't know if this was All right, don't worry about it.
6. Don't worry about it.
6 hours later.
Yeah, we should restart this because this is kind of like.
This is a great. You know what? This fits our style. Like this is how we do things.
Well, I totally didn't test anything. I thought I got it plugged in the same way, and I'm not sure why it's not working.
So today is the top 5 podcast.
Okay.
So since you guys are just gonna wing it, do you want me to start? So I think we'll hit like one category at a time.
Topics, I can be thinking about it in the background.
So yeah, I'll just list my 5 video games, and I kind of took one. These are like 5 amazing games, and 5 the desert island concept, where like if I could only listen to, watch these movies, or play these 5 video games, these would be the 5 that I would want to play. So it was a combination of like they're awesome, and I could play them for a long time.
I'd be so distracted. I'm stuck on a desert island. I don't think I could play. I'd be like,
well,
I'm so fucked. Like, what am I going to do to survive?
And if you have internet access to play some of these games, then
yeah. Am I on an island resort with like
right,
like 500 meg internet or what? You know?
Yeah.
I was just thinking 5 total. Like I had to pick 5 things. So like I picked a couple video games, couple albums, and like a movie.
No, you got 5 musical artists that will play for you live in person on your island.
Oh.
Okay. And through history, island. So it can be dead people, anything. So you can have Elvis.
The Fantasy Island. Right?
Yeah, it's Fantasy Island. All right. You can have 5 movies.
And you can have 5 movies, 5 bands, and 5 games to play.
Yeah, you've got your own setup, so you can play your 5 video games. You have a beautiful movie theater, but you only have 5 movies that you're allowed forever. I'm throwing my pencil on the ground, and you've got 5 musicians that will play for you, and you can bring them back from the dead. All right, so I'm going to start. These are in no order. So I did not. I just couldn't figure out like what kind of order I wanted to put these in. So Matt hinted at NCAA football. So that was one. NCAA football 14, which is the last one, which is my favorite. Which I think maybe is the only thing I have more time in than GTA. It's probably close, but there's no way for me to come back and track that. So NCAA 14 is one of them. Super Mario World, which we mentioned in the last podcast on the SNES. So that one was one. That one's got a lot of replay value, I think. Red Dead 2, so both the story mode, which I think is arguably the best story mode game of all time, is Red Dead 2. The online is hit or miss for me, but the story mode it's so and amazing. It's a great story, so I could do that. And then GTA 5 for both the story mode, which is hilarious, and the online, which is equally hilarious. So that's 4. My 5th. So my 5th. I would probably lean towards Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. It was a close one between like Black Flag or Brotherhood, and I was only going to pick one. So it's probably just Brotherhood. I preferred the Ezio series of Assassin's Creed than any of the other ones. But Black Flag was good. 3 was decent, but it was very glitchy. And then I have a alternate of Apex, which I really love right now, but I think I would get sick of that faster than the others, I think. So that's my top 5. And I think Matt has just left. So
no, I'm right here.
Like your list sucks so bad.
it's fine. All right, Steven, what's your top 5 video games?
Man, some stuff is going to be similar.
That's fine.
Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA 5 because they both have killer stories, characters. You know, like the first player, and then the multiplayer is really good. I want to say the one game that I can always go back to that I always replay and beat is Final Fantasy Tactics.
The Tactics you mentioned, yeah.
And then, I'm going to go old school with Tenchu. This is not one I mentioned before, but I played this on the PS1, and it was it's like Assassin's Creed before Assassin's Creed. The way you can climb, I don't know. Just look it up. It's so cool. So Tenchu, I could play that all day. And what was it? Top 5? Are we doing like a 5 and plus a bonus one?
If I had 6 because like I'm Apex is my new addiction. So
I like this Forza I'm playing so far just because I like the car simulators, and there's a lot to do there. So I think that would have a lot of replay value. And then the last one, it would probably also be like Mario World or Mario 3.
yes, yeah, I was
I'd have to
torn
play it
between
again to
3.
see, like which one would be more fun to like play for forever, but one of those is going to be it for sure.
All right, Matt, you are up.
All right,
Yeah,
so video games, I'm always going to go with GTA. This game changed my life. Best game ever made, I think. I mean, I have more hours into this game than any other game. Number one game, period. Right? Like Colin said, NCAA football 14, last one made. Great. I love the college football. It's pretty amazing. Then I think you got to put some Call of Duty titles in there, maybe some MW3 and some, what's that? Not Advanced Warfare. I thought I grabbed the other one, the Modern Warfare.
The original one.
And then, Modern Warfare 3, those are the good ones. And then, of course, you got to have a solid racing game in there. So I liked this racing game more, not as much about the racing, but about the customization of the vehicles. I loved putting the stickers and stuff on it. I held on to this game because I liked modifying the cars in there. Mm-hmm. But I think that's one reason GTA appeals to me, because it also has it has that first person or third person shooter in it. It has missions you can do, and it has racing and different things like that. And I think that's probably the appeal to me on the GTA game.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. I think considering some games do have long legacy and history, but GTA, I mean, the scope of things that you can do, it's like any other game, into the quality that it does it at, it's hard to beat.
Yep. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, there's so much, all the adversary modes. I know we've all ran into people who have 10,000 races completed. It's that's all this guy does. He's level 250 and he has 10,000 races. All of his RP has come from racing.
Yeah, he bought the game to race.
To race.
Yeah, but I mean, some people buy the game to troll people. You know, I mean, it's such a unique game. It encompasses so many things. I feel like, I mean, it brought us all together.
Yeah. Very true.
It'd make me
better or worse. Who knows?
Get a modern system going from a 360, which I forgot in the other podcast that I, spent a lot of time on the 360 with Forza and Grand Theft Auto 5, but I was playing by myself, so it wasn't as fun. But the story mode was really good, of course.
Yeah. When you're playing online by yourself, that was not a whole lot of fun. Fortunately, I was a level 7 when I started running into people I used to work with or whatever at the paintball park. Uh-oh, Matt's got something else.
He's probably maybe grab more.
I'll be back.
Okay. Are you coming back with something video game related, or can we move on to
the next?
Move on to the movies. Okay, so next.
Make me a meatloaf.
I swear to God, if he comes back with meatloaf. So my movies again. I ended up with 8, and then I started crossing them off. Because then I was thinking could I watch this 1,000 times? If I'm stuck here for years, Could I do this? So yeah, I have a few things. I was gonna put like multiple Star Wars, and I started crossing them off. So I left one, which was Empire Strikes Back, which I'm guessing is also gonna be stolen on Steven's list. So yeah, Empire Strikes Back for sure. And then Return of the King, which one is like 3 hours long and has 9 endings to the game. So that's or to the movie. So I might get sick of it, but the action sequences are still pretty good in that. So I think I could enjoy that. So like a lot of crime movies and like heist style movies. So I have 2 things in there of Inside Man and The Departed, which I love The Departed. It's arguably my favorite movie. And then so now I'm thinking like I had to have a comedy. So my favorite comedy of all time is I Love You Man with Paul Rudd and Jason Segel. So I have I Love You Man in my as my comedy. So and then my alternate my number 6 would be Ocean's 11, which again would fall under those heist movies that everybody loves. All right, who wants to go? I think Matt's got his. Steven, are you still thinking?
I've got. Well, this makes me want to think that we should do a top like 5 like trilogy or series of movies. Because, for example, James Bond, I grew up watching all kinds of James Bond movies. Some of the newer ones are kind of hit and miss, but I used to like Timothy Dalton ones. Man, those are like so 80s, like Cold War, like those and that whole era. I used to watch all the other ones too, but I don't know which one it would be my favorite one. But
trying to pick
I
one.
love the James Bond stuff. The recent ones. You know what? I know what movie I have here for my last one. But anyway, that might be an idea for next thing. But I do have my 5. I'll go. Unless Matt wants to go.
It's fine. You can go, Steven. Keep it in order.
Top one, no brainer, is Empire Strikes Back. I still get like the giddy like excitement like I did as a kid when I see it. Like it's so good. It's just good in every aspect. Terminator 2, I think that's one of the most solid movies of the 90s. It's so good. It still holds up. One that was just super critical for me that I just love as a kid. I still love it now. I was actually watching this band that cosplays as these characters and plays the songs from the movie, which is the Transformers 1984 animated movie. Like that.
Oh wow!
Hits. And like there's like violence, adult themes, and like the animation is really cool. And it's just really good. Akira, which is like if you're ever gonna watch an anime, like that's a real anime. None of that Bleach or whatever it's watching. All these androgynous characters that all look the same. Then my favorite, the 1989 Batman, the Tim Burton Batman.
Okay.
That was like super like a big deal. That like got me into Batman like for forever. Like, but now
yeah, it's like forever. Who was the better Batman, Bale or Keaton?
Keaton.
You still think? Okay.
Yeah. It's a different time period, like I like both Ledger and Jack Nicholson, but they're 2 different kinds of Jokers. You have like the one like
the mobster one
versus like the mobster, like it's different flavors, but I like them both. But as far as a Batman, I think Michael Keaton really has a duality where he's kind of like a normal dork guy, but then he's like Batman, so other guys like don't have that chemistry.
I feel like for Bond, like Roger Moore was the guy playing Bond when I was coming up, right? So then when I saw Timothy Dalton, take over, I felt like that wasn't Bond, but it seems like Steven grew up, that's Bond, right?
Yeah, he was my first impression with Bond, though I do like the older ones with Sean Connery
and Sean Connery.
Yeah,
like Moore and stuff.
Yeah,
those Goldeneye, you had to like Pierce Brosnan. It was just kind of the more modern ones. I'm kind of like, now the ones with Pierce Brosnan is like Goldeneye. There's a couple ones after that I don't think I've even watched, but
yeah, they're not as good for sure.
Yeah, the Timothy Dalton Pierce Brosnan years, I felt like they were trying to find a good Bond, and I feel like the newer guy, whatever his name is, what's his name?
Craig. Craig.
Yeah,
Daniel Craig. Yeah.
Daniel Craig. I feel like he's a good Bond, you know?
I don't think he's a Bond. I think he's just like an action star. That's like my impression of it now. It's like we're just making an action movie.
Yeah, I don't feel like he's Bond because Bond's
Right.
got to be like debonair, like
Suave.
Basically, when he's not getting pussy, he's like following the bad guy's plans. And I don't feel like Daniel Craig gets enough pussy to be a Bond, right? It's more of like
I bet he does in real life.
with a 007. Yeah, real life probably. Yeah, but you make that much money, you get
He's a good looking
whether
dude.
Stacking
Oh,
it.
yeah.
He's stacking it, bro.
You should have a little meter called the homoerotic meter for you guys there. Mine starts off in the negative.
All right.
Sure.
Anyway,
I'm comfortable with my sexuality. I don't know about Steven though.
Matt is
All
also
right.
comfortable with your sexuality as well.
Very much.
All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with like for my movies. Honorable mention is Shawshank Redemption. Every time that shit's on TV, I stop and watch it. I don't care where I'm picking up. That movie's on there. I'm gonna go with this film. I love watching this, especially with surround sound when they throw shit. It's like boom. You know what I'm saying? The shit's tight, right? This is a classic comedy. It's not.
That's not bad.
If you like this, you'll like Ice Pirates, right? Ice Pirates.
The movie that you didn't know you wanted.
Are you getting paid by whatever company?
No. This is another classic movie that everyone should know.
I was just talking about that today.
You know what I'm saying? Everyone should know this. I like the humor in movies. I mean, they're there for entertainment. I love to laugh. I also like to have, like strong characters that make points. Shawshank Redemption, whatever. This is the movie that is my guilty pleasure. A lot of people laugh when I say I like this, especially because I was part of the drum line. Yeah. Yeah, Drumline.
So
terrible movie, but
you were
great
a
for
kid
me.
then. You were a band kid. But Colin, a little known fact, audience, he was the prom king.
I was a prom king. Oh man, I'm gonna have to dig up that picture and insert picture now.
Yeah.
All right, so that was only 4.
Okay.
Except for my honorable mention of Shawshank, because we always watch that every time it's on, and then any of the Star Wars franchise, any of them.
But I don't have 3D glasses on.
Though I do say Empire Strikes Back was always my favorite, Steven, like of the original movies. I loved it. I loved the snow battle scenes. I don't know. I think that's why we connect, Steven, is because of Empire Strikes Back.
I started putting the other Star Wars movies as part of my list. I'm like, no, I can't do that. I was like, I could easily put the original trilogy as my top in my top.
Yeah, for sure. Look right here.
And see, I had to scratch off Rogue One. Now Steven knows this. Like I arguably think Rogue One is right there.
Rogue One was good.
I love it.
Rogue One might be the best movie in the series.
I've said that. Like it's right up there with
the
them.
new movies, yes.
The new ones for sure.
Old ones, no, it doesn't. It doesn't.
I think it flirts. I think it's better than Return.
It's better than Return of the Jedi. We can all say
Ewoks
that.
and Return of the Jedi, but Return of the Jedi is just. It's got speeder bikes. It's got all the space battles.
I will let A New Hope slide past it.
Like he's getting wrapped up by the fucking Sarlacc. My honorable mention is Heat. That's a movie you have to watch on surround sound, loud as fuck, and just get
pretty cool.
Rogue One, I think, is such a dark. It is such the dark side of like the franchise, and I like the characters in it. I like that they sacrifice themselves. It's a good story. I mean, shit. If that didn't happen, none of the other shit would have happened, Steve. And you know what I'm saying? A New Hope would not have been there. Empire Strikes Back, not been there.
And Rogue One, like the ending, arguably like the best ending I think of all of them. Like it's just how it flows is just amazing.
What do you guys think about the Mandalorian?
I enjoy it. I'm definitely ready for. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to give spoilers because I know there's a lot of people out there, but yeah, I enjoy it.
You know the Baby Yoda thing, yeah. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've seen it all. So I've seen Gus Fring. So I won't give any hints other than Gus Fring. But yeah, so I've seen it all.
Yeah. So if you guys are kind of stuck in quarantine and looking for stuff to watch, and you got Netflix, they have the entire Clone Wars, and they have a new. Okay, so it was on Cartoon Network. It went for 5 seasons, and then it ended because Disney bought Star Wars. And then they had the last season, which was on Netflix only, and now they've added a 7th and final season. But if you guys are fans of Star Wars and you want to see kind of like basically that relationship between Obi-Wan and Anakin, which I really like from the prequels. I love like their chemistry, and the acting, of course, is better for like the Anakin character.
Yeah,
but I mean, they get into some
not as
stuff
whiny.
that is like, well, no, yeah, it's like they're as you see them grow as like mentor and student to like brothers, and all the dynamics of the characters and all the universe, and it's really complex and it really builds out Star Wars at that time period. But then it gets into that weird metaphysical stuff, and then even in Rebels, which is another cartoon, they get into time travel. So when you see these new movies, you see like these weird force powers, and you're like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, we've never did any of this stuff. You kind of understand like the gamut of where they can pull from, even though The Last Jedi is the worst movie ever made.
Ever made is the worst Star Wars movie. It's not the worst movie ever made. There's plenty of worse movies.
Yeah,
we don't need to get into that topic.
Listen, that's for another podcast.
Yeah. Worst movies. That might be a good one. All right, let's move on because we're down to about 8.5 minutes. So we'll pound through music and then we can discuss a little bit. So again, I have a top 6. I wrote down like 20 and then just started narrowing down. So
Creed one of them
was what?
Creed.
Yeah, Creed, Nickelback. Yeah,
Mud.
Yes, absolutely. So again, no particular order, but I wanted to find bands with good enough like discographies and stuff that there's just tons of music that I love. Queen was definitely one of them. So and plus, if I'm bringing them back and they're going to perform live, like that would be a band I would love to see live. Metallica, but I want their current bassist playing with the 80s stuff. So because their current bassist they actually let play. So so that's my request of Metallica. Led Zeppelin, that's 3. Foo Fighters would be 4. Oh man, and now I'm trapped. Probably Smashing Pumpkins within REM honorable mention. And that is my 5 with an honorable mention.
There Smashing Pumpkins makes my list. Definitely I went with Metallica. I think Master of Puppets might be one of the best albums ever made.
Yeah.
Some of that Metallica stuff, the Black Album. I mean, that was the stuff we kind of grew up to. Metallica 1, probably one of the best things. I mean, you could just tell Metallica, one of those bands that has lasted for decades, right? And they evolved, and maybe we don't like what they do now, but I got to see them live, and it was on point. But Smashing Pumpkins, that's an amazing band, and they put out a lot of good stuff. So you know what, Colin, I'm going to give them my number 6 place and like my honorable mention. I think another band, and this album specifically, even though it only has like 6 tracks on it, this might have changed the course of what I listen to.
Oh,
Tool
yeah,
OP8, right? This album right here, unbelievable from start to finish. It's only 6 songs, so how can you fuck that up? But really great 6 songs. And then the stuff that Tool put out after this, pretty amazing. I know there's a huge amount of Tool fans out there. Next one, Bloodhound Gang. I know a lot of people don't listen to them, and they have a lot of albums. They had a couple albums before this one, but I think this one from cover to cover is amazing. Like every song on this, you can just listen to forever and ever. It's great. So then I'm gonna go with Outcast, and I'm not talking about the newer Outcast.
Okay.
The hardcore, like when they were putting out good stuff back to back. Acquium, like I have them all over there. Atlians, this is probably one of their best albums. If you haven't heard it, listen to it. It's great. I just think they do stuff that's good. I mean, the problem with music, the problem with movies, there's gazillions of them, right? So it's hard to narrow it down. But these are some of the ones that have influenced me that I like to listen to. And most of the stuff they put out is pretty good. The video games, it's more, what you play, you enjoy, or stuff that's crap. You're not going to put on a top 5 list. And then, of course, I'm going to go with something a little bit older,
Tom Petty.
Tom Petty on there. I just think it's a little more for mellow. Can
you see?
Oh, did he get?
He got scratched out.
That's all right.
If you could read it, but I scratched
so
that.
anyways, I just I mean, I got a lot of different music over there. I've got a lot of different movies over there. But I just
and not to cut you off, but let's give Steven at least 3 minutes here. we're down to 3:40, so
Matt,
make sure he has time.
I don't know if you've seen that thing I've done on Facebook where you have like 10 albums for 10 days that influence you. I'm gonna add you on the next one. So for me, again, Metallica is just, their legacy is just huge, and the music they have, the discography is just, I could find 4, 5, 6 albums that I could listen to. So that's a lot to listen to. Deftones, same thing. Their first 4 or 5 albums, I could listen to those for the rest of my life easily. Blink 182, man, I like old Blink 182 from like Cheshire Cat, like Dude Ranch. That's one I put on today for like my Facebook, was the live album, because it has so many songs from like 3 different albums. And I'm gonna say Cheshire Cat and Dude Ranch, so I can always listen to those guys. I love that pop punk. Nirvana has a great discography as well. So many good songs. They
too short.
That's
yeah.
They were kind of one of those ones I crossed off like a top 10.
Yeah.
And then for my final one, the discography, I'm looking at discography for what I can listen to, is either going to be Between the Buried and Me, or Tool, or AFI. Those 2 bands I really like. My honorable mention, they put out a killer album. Their other older stuff, I'm still kind of getting used to it, but it's because their recent album is just so fucking good, and it's just like this blend of like, it's like the only like album I've listened to in a long time that I've probably really enjoyed, which is Periphery. And it's just probably not something you guys have heard, but I'll send you something, and it's really cool. It's like progressive metal. But going back to another one, Strung Out might be another one I could probably put in there with Between the Buried and Me, Tool, AFI, Strung Out, because they've got a good discography as well. That's it.
Okay. Any other ones that anybody forgot?
I'll add them in the comments. So don't forget to subscribe, comment, ring that bell. Thank you guys for watching. This has been the Beatdown Bandits podcast. Thank you guys for watching. I don't know if this is the end, but you can use this when you chop it up.
It's a perfect ending. And Matt's goodbye is about to go full screen right there. All right, later.
Hey, you know why you don't see any pregnant Barbies?
No, because Ken doesn't have a penis.
They don't make black
No,
Barbies?
because Ken comes in a different box.